It's July 5th, 2017, and 26-year-old Alexander Cazes is on his desktop in his office home. Suddenly, a loud crash echoes from his gate. Curious, he checks his security camera and sees a car slammed into his gate. The driver looked freaked out. This man rushes out to help, but there's a plot twist. Out of nowhere, law enforcement surrounds him. They immediately burst into his house, and before he could ask questions, they turned his world upside down. This is the story of the biggest hunt for the king of the dark web. AlphaBay, the revolutionary dark web. After the FBI took down Silk Road and its operator was given a double life sentence, you'd think it would scare off future dark web operators, right? Well, it did the opposite. Instead of fear, the judge's sentence sparked new awareness about the dark web drug trade. It was like free advertising, because more copycats popped up. These new cats were eager to provide similar services to thousands of buyers on the dark web. The end of the Silk Road marked the beginning of a new and even more intriguing era. It was then that AlphaBay made a grand entrance. It officially launched in December 2014 as a new player in the growing dark web trade. This site was slick, user-friendly, and offered discrete payment options like cryptocurrency. Signing up took only a few seconds, and once you logged in, the home screen welcomed new users to a world of illicit goods. But then, law enforcement was curious about the site's admin. This strange man went by the moniker Alpha02. He was a well-known, talented cybercriminal hacker who focused on credit card theft and fraud. Alpha02 was also a big player on the Tor Carding Forum, a dark website where hackers traded stolen data. He even authored a 16-page guide called the University of Carding Guide, where he taught tricks people how to trick customer service reps at banks. In its early days, AlphaBay sold cybercriminal wares like stolen account logins and credit card data. However, as Alpha02 grew the site, it became a more lucrative market. We're talking meth, cocaine, marijuana, heroin, and even chemical weapons. All these were shipped through the mail. Soon it was clear that Alpha02's vision was to unite the cybercrime market with the drugs market. He hoped to create a mega market like an underworld eBay. Unlike Silk Road, which fought against government control, AlphaBay had different rules. For instance, it didn't allow the sale of murder-for-hire services or child abuse materials. These restrictions were strictly enforced. Also, vendors couldn't sell data or accounts stolen from Russia or former Soviet states. AlphaBay avoided trouble from Russia's law enforcement. At the time, investigators thought AlphaBay's founder was based in Russia. Unknown to them, this was a deliberate misdirection. In an April 2015 interview with Deep.Web, Alpha02 reassured users that AlphaBay was beyond the FBI's reach. In his words, "I am absolutely certain my OPSEC is secure. I live in an offshore country where I am safe." He assured vendors and buyers of their privacy, security, and anonymity. AlphaBay was everything the government was fighting against. It had search tools that helped fraudsters sift through stolen data and carefully choose their victims. The multi-signature transaction scheme reassured users that no law enforcement could steal the funds in escrow. By the fall of 2015, AlphaBay was the biggest market on the dark web. It had over 200,000 users and over 36,000 product listings for drugs compared to Silk Road's 12,000 listings. Sometime in 2016, AlphaBay surpassed Agora's peak sales of $350,000 daily. It wasn't just the biggest black market on the dark web. It was the biggest cryptocurrency black market of all time. With this massive growth, Alpha02 became the most wanted man on the dark web. Young prosecutor Grant Rabenn, the leader of Fresno's dark web strike force, and his team began digging deep into this anonymous figure. Who was he? Where did he live? How did he operate? They compared his notoriety to Osama bin Laden. Alpha02 was mentioned at every law enforcement conference on cybercrime. And slowly they started tracking him down. The mysterious mastermind Alpha02. Also called the king of the dark web, Alexander Cazes was an average computer whiz from Canada. Growing up, he was obsessed with technology and taught himself to code. He was a quiet and modest student with a promising future as a programmer and web developer. After college, Cazes landed a job at an IT firm, but he quit after a few months. He found corporate life boring and wanted something more exciting and challenging. He charted a new course as a freelance coder, taking on various web projects. During these early years, he stumbled on underground hacking forums. This was where he gained popularity as a cybersecurity expert. He tested his skills by breaking into networks and uncovering salient security flaws. By the early 2010s, he began using these skills to make money illegally online. He hacked databases, sold malware, and got into carding. It wasn't long before he saw bigger opportunities in the dark web market. He realized his programming skills would fetch him tons of money. This realization catapulted him to stardom and earned him the title King of the Dark Web. Alexander was many things to AlphaBay. He was the mastermind, coder, leader, moneyman, puppet master, and security chief. His site, AlphaBay, became the largest and most notorious dark web marketplace. Alexander Cazes visited Thailand for the first time in 2010. He fell in love with the beautiful traditions, culture, and landscape. The country fascinated him so much that he decided to stay. He learned the Thai language and spoke like a sixth grader. He married a Thai woman, and they had a child together. Even though he had no known legitimate job, he enjoyed a luxurious lifestyle. Cazes owned several properties worth hundreds of millions of baht. He had a Lamborghini Aventador worth $400,000, a Porsche Panamera valued at $150,000, a Mini Cooper, and a BMW X5 valued at $30,000 and $70,000 respectively. He owned 3 properties in Bangkok and a vacation property in Phuket, Thailand. He was pursuing economic citizenship in Cyprus and hired a citizenship consultant. In February 2017, he obtained Antiguan citizenship after buying a property there. This guy was raking in millions of dollars from commissions on AlphaBay transactions. By 2017, he was valued at over $23 million, excluding the $20 million. He owned 11 bank and cryptocurrency exchange accounts in Thailand, Liechtenstein, Switzerland, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Cazes was an active member of a forum run by American blogger Roosh V. This misogynist advises men on how to sleep with many women. Cazes made regular payments to Roosh V's forum for his membership fee. He bragged about his luxury cars, and when users doubted his ownership, he posted a video of himself driving the vehicles. Despite several server seizures by law enforcement, these were mere speed bumps for AlphaBay. The site bounced back stronger. But eventually, things came crashing down. Alexander Cazes' arrest. As AlphaBay continued to grow, the FBI launched Operation Bayonett to shut it down. This massive operation involved law enforcement agencies from Thailand, Canada, the Netherlands, Lithuania, the UK, France, and Europol. They conducted hundreds of investigations into AlphaBay's illegal activities globally, but then Cazes had no idea he was on the FBI's radar. Confident in the anonymity of the Tor network, he believed his location and identity were hidden. After several failed attempts to track Alpha 02, investigators finally caught a big break. Cazes made a critical mistake by using his Hotmail address, pimp_alex@hotmail.com, as the from address in system-generated welcome and password reset emails. Undercover agents took this address to Microsoft and asked for the owner. And voila. They discovered it was linked to a LinkedIn profile and computer repair business in Canada called EBX Technologies. This was all the clue they needed to pin him down. Authorities planned their takedown quietly, knowing that a misstep could alert him. It took 1 month to obtain foreign warrants for searches and seizures in Canada and Thailand. By May 2017, they confirmed that Cazes was still active on AlphaBay. In June 2017, an arrest warrant was issued, and the hunt began. Teams were dispatched around his house to monitor his online activity while waiting for the perfect time to strike. On July 5, 2017, police surrounded his property and breached it from all sides. Cazes was completely unaware that this was his last day as a free man. Just as his attention was trapped on his desktop, he heard a loud bang at his gate. Someone had rammed their car into the front gate of his Thailand home. Thinking it was an accident, he rushed out to help. As he checked on the driver, officers surrounded him. It was at that moment he realized his mistake. The once elusive king of the dark web was now at the mercy of the FBI. Talk about perfect timing. Officers barged into his home office and caught Cazes' desktop logged in on AlphaBay. With their target cornered, police seized his encrypted devices. And just like that, AlphaBay went dark. He was immediately arrested and faced extradition to the US on charges of running a criminal enterprise. Vendors quickly disappeared from the site, taking their crypto stashes with them before authorities would catch them. Unfortunately, Cazes was not tried for his crimes. He died mysteriously in his Bangkok jail cell before his trial. He reportedly hung himself in the bathroom with a towel. As for his wife, she was charged with money laundering. Despite Cazes' arrest and the temporary shutdown of AlphaBay, the demand for illicit weapons, drugs, and counterfeit money is still on the rise. The dark web isn't going away anytime soon. In fact, AlphaBay was relaunched under a new admin, Desnake, who still runs the platform today.